Hoi hoi, this is Meganekoy, and I'm here in order to 36 star oh no, actually show off a new team that I devised on my own. I call it the Luxurious Campers. It has Kazuha in it, Xiangling, Nahida and Kokomi. The reason why I call it Luxurious Campers is for the luxurious part that there are 3 5-stars in it. Kazuha, Nahida and Kokomi. And especially Kazuha with his C2. Yeah, that's a lot of primo gems, a lot of wishes. I mean, I was a little lucky, and well, this team cost me about 35 euros. That means that the first time top up for 30 euros and the 5 euro Vulcan. But yeah, it's not a cheap team. A more budget version replaces Kazuha with Sukrose, Xiangling with Shinshu, and Kokomi with Bennett. It's also still a reasonably strong team at that with that, but yeah, it's not as powerful as this team. And why do I call it campers? Well, because camping involves the nature. That's Nahida's role. There's also a lot of wind and fresh breezes. That's your Kazuha there. Well, there's a lot of cooking involved. Outdoor cooking. Well, Xiangling is an outdoor cook to some extent. And you also need some water, and there's mostly some water, moisture that you use. For instance, in soups, you have a stream maybe most likely nearby, and there's Kokomi. So, yeah, luxurious campers. And, well, I'll have to go to Nahida. This team is actually pretty strong. It's not on the power of, for instance, something like Integrational. That's a really over-the-top team, but this team, if you have it, it's nice. Well, for Integrational you do need Bennett. Kazuha, Nahida. Actually, yeah, you also need 3 top of the line units there, 5 stars. So, and yeah, I will say this: Nahida is surprisingly strong in buffing your other characters, and also contributing with her Tri-Karma. Well, is it called? No. This whole Tri-Karma purification, which you get when you have all kinds of dendro reactions, but doesn't matter. Yeah, I'll quickly show the attributes of my nice Nahida. Look at the elemental mastery of 852. That's reasonably nice. Attack of 1252. Well, crit rate of 46.2. Crit damage of 90.4, 153.8 NGB charge, and look at all the nice resistances there. Well, weapon is Sacrificial Fragments. I choose it for the elemental mastery, but you might want to use a different weapon. Depends. But it's a good weapon, even if you have it on refinement 1. Artifacts, well, that's not really that impressive. It's a 2-piece Wanderers effect. with some energy recharge, a lot of elemental mastery, and some crit rate and crit damage. Constellation 0, talent levels 141, so what you get here is, well, I tried to make a video previously, but the thing is that, well, yeah, I was being a bit of a doofus in this and letting myself be a bit too molding, etc. But that doesn't matter. Well, as for her teammates, let's see. Kokomi is on a she's a heal bot. Like, Shirley is a shield bot, I use Kokomi as a heal bot. So, next to no other stuff than hydro application and healing. There's a lot of healing bonus, a nice energy recharge, some hydro damage bonus. Weapons prototype Amber to also heal a bit more and give your other characters some energy back as well. So the team is a bit more oiled. Artifacts, well, the 2-piece Wanderers, 2-piece Emblem. Let's see. Yeah, you've most likely seen this stuff on here already, and the healing bonus. Helmet, Constellation 0, talent level 799. Actually, it's a pretty well invested Kokomi, but it's, yeah, the artifact set isn't there in order to have this healing damage, or overhealing damage stuff going on. Well, Xiangling, well, attack is 1526, actually quite reasonable, elemental mastery 138, 122 for Kokomi. Well, crit rate, crit damage is doable, and the recharge is quite nice. Some nice fire damage bonus. It's a normal one. Weapon, Favonius Lance, refinement rank 5. Artifacts, 4-piece Emblem of Severed Fate. Well, most likely you've already seen these stats already. So yeah, Constellation 6. It's yeah. If you can get Constellation 6 on Xiangling, it's really good. Talent levels 6, 8, and 10 plus 3 for the skill and burst. And now we go to Kazuha with talent levels 10, 10, 10. Well, a modicum amount of attack. Elemental mastery 745. Enough. Well, the crit rate and crit damage don't really matter. He is a swirl bot and EM buffer. Energy recharge is nearly 200. Yeah, weapon Favonius sword rank 5. 4. Oops. But it's a really good weapon for him. His best in slot currently if you have the elemental buffing stuff. Artifacts 4-piece Venerer. You can see the stats here. It's all on trying to help him. Constellation 2, which actually buffs him, but I've tried one run without using his burst, and while it isn't as strong as using his burst, it still works. Nahida is really strong, even at level 70, out of 80. No, out of 70. So, let's start. This should be... Oh, no, not Bennett. I mean, Burn is nice, but it's not good enough. And then... a nice... yeah, I don't know, I don't have a really good team name for the other team. It's... I could call it the 4 Elements. But yeah, it's a nice Raiden team. It's not rational. It's It's rational-like, but not totally. But it still works quite well. Let's see. Mm-hmm. No, there's no one in the chat. So let's start. I go to the corner, switch to Nahida. Skill, then burst, then skill for Kokomi, skill here. Skill, burst, skill, burst. As you can see, there's a reasonably simple way of doing these things. And as you can see, I can kill it quite quickly, but yeah, the Kaivagi are fucking things up a bit. But that's no problem. I can do it a bit quicker if I really don't have these problems with the Kaivagi, but yeah. It is as it is. Oh no, this is going to be really stuck. Or is it? Oh, actually. This is not that bad, actually. This is also a really strong team. As you can see, it just... If I don't fuck things up by being dumb, or the RNG doesn't boom me around, boompa doompa boompa around, yeah, well. But yeah, I will do one good abyss run. So now I do not have Nahida. Yeah, you can see here how strong this team already is. Of course, it's not on the... not international, but who gives a fuck? Yeah. But see, I didn't even have all the energy up, and it's a really simple team to play with. Can do a lot of damage. Yeah. Oh god. Such stuff. I have to keep it here somehow. Yeah. Okay, actually I'm doing quite okay now. Yes, I understand. We have some problems. No, I really don't like it. And I have to measure when I have to measure my DPS output quite accurately. It's so scuff against Magokenki because, yeah, I'll admit it again, I have some problems with the whole... I have really big problems timing his attacks correctly because they take so long in order to actually wind up and then release. It takes too long. I'm really bad at timing that. So and as you can see, that goes quite quickly. See? That's the power of this team. And it took me 21 minutes, 21 seconds even. Oh wow, actually I'm really impressed that this works. So, oh yeah, I did too much damage, so it appears again. Still don't know how to... Oh god, didn't get enough energy back. That's so scuffed. Yeah, but having too much damage and it just comes back. Oh my, what's wrong with this game? Yeah, go, pew! That's nice. But I don't really appreciate that they go pew. Because that means that I'm having some problems with destroying. Yeah. So, as you can see, Luxurious Campers works quite nicely. No Bennett necessary. I will say, yeah, there's some investment involved, and yes, you can do a more budget-friendly version with Xiangling. Well, there's another budget-friendly version with Sucrose, Xiangling, Nahida, and Kokomi, but I would, well, actually, using Sucrose, Genshin, Nahida, and Bennett should be also quite nice. I'll just showcase those. Let's see. I have this, 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 this. I think this is also a good team to use. I'll show another. Team comp here. Well, that's one big problem. Oh, I'm feeling a bit nauseous. That can explain the drop in performance. Get yourself everything done. As you can see, there's still a lot of it doesn't really matter that much as long as you do it quite quickly. This shouldn't be so. Let's see how this team deals with this stuff. As you can see, the team can have some issues dealing with Kairagi, but still Nahida can be saved by using Shinshu. Let's see how this works. Well, let's go! I hope this goes quite well. Actually, this yeah, I just like being a bit dumb with this. This team doesn't have that much damage output, but yeah, I do need a healer because I'm really bad at dealing with everything. So let's as you can see, this goes quite quickly. Oh god. No, that's fine. He did it perfectly. And we get everything back. So somehow this team does work better for me as well. Yeah, the mobility that Xiangling and Yalan provide are actually something I do recommend. Yeah, this is a bit problematic, but as you can see, even this. Oh yeah, I love being thrown in the air. Oh yeah, yeah. Staggering for no good reason, other than just staggering. Oh come on. This takes. I'll just reset this. I mean, this is some scuff bullshit. Yeah, getting staggered because you get thrown in the air by some stupid attacks. It at times really happens, and yeah, then you just reset. This is that's when the RNG tells you, hey, it's time for a reset. Oh yeah, and then the reset gives me anxiety because I don't know when the cooldowns are done, because you just don't know. Thank you, Hoyo, for not fixing that. I might quit the game because of anxiety. Actually, this should work, everything, but yeah, I don't know. And as you can see, at times, you do things a bit correctly. I mean, that's still a reasonable time, I would say. Oh god. Yeah, let's keep the clicking a bit away from the microphone. Oh yeah, thank you very much. Please may I have another? Could just exit the stage, but yeah, you know what, that couldn't be possible. And it's dead. But as you can see, even with Sucrose in the team and switching the team around for the luxurious campers, well, actually, then they become the the poor campers. Yeah, I mean, let's see. So let's show the team that I used there.
我が義教心は傑物にも恥じない。本当に俺を呼んだのか?
Okay, I'll be honest. Well, Sucrose uses this. Uses this setup: 678 elemental mastery, 193.9 ER, through the fulfillment. It does work for her. And these are the stats for the normal stats: Constellation 6, talent level 7, 10 and 7. Next. Well, 1533 attack, 252 elemental mastery for Shinshu, 226.9 energy recharge, reasonable crit rate, a reasonable crit damage, weapons, a freedom storm, but yeah, I could go for a Lion's War or any other weapon here. It doesn't really matter that much. These are the artifacts. Constellation 6, talent levels 4, 10, 10. I just keep switching out because I'm so accustomed to that. Well, Bennett attack is 1697, elemental mastery 61. Yeah, 62, 129.9. The recharge here, 199. Some good pyro damage bonus. It's 1/10 of the beast. Missplitter reforged, so yeah, actually my Bennett is a bit too cracked right now with this. Artifacts are, well, these here for a more DPS-y build. Well, Constellation 5, talent levels 6, 8 and 10. Well, a well-invested team. I would say without expensive swords, team will perform a bit less, but still. It's a visible budget option. Do I totally recommend this? Depends. There are also other teams, the more traditional new Burgeon teams with Toma, and there's this Burgeon and Burning team with Totalia, which is integrational. I want to try that at one time, but it's so difficult. I have some execution issues, so yeah. I might post an update for that, or something like that. Well. Yeah. So what is there else to do? Yeah, you can go for you can go for Bloom, you can go for Nido Ultra Bloom with Nahida, you can go for Hyper Bloom, you can go for Quicken and Aggravate and all those things. There's a lot that you can do. There are even melt, reverse melt, pure burning teams. I've tried Nahida in a pure burning team. where I have Kazuha, Xiangling, Nahida and Bennett. It also works quite nice. It's not totally as strong as as doing the luxurious camper team with the burgeoning, the raping and the blooming, etc. and the burgeoning, burning, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. You can also do some freeze team, alternative freeze teams, etc. It depends on what you want to do. Nahida is one of the best archons we've gotten. In some ways I would even rank her above Raiden. Because while Raiden is really great in gathering energy back, she is a bit narrow compared to Nahida. And Zhongli, yeah, he can be a bit of a DPS, he can be a bit of a shielder, but he's mostly shielder with a bit of DPS. Venti just does one thing, he sucks up small mobs, the bigger elites, and that's it. I would say Nahida is on the same level, maybe even on a higher level than Kazuha. I think I think that Nahida is better than Kazuha. Really. I mean, if she already performs so well without being on max capability. Yeah, let me show you. It's 70 out of 70. So, not the full potential here. Yeah. This is about 80 to 90% of the full potential here. This is, I think, about maybe 80, 70, 80, maybe 90% of the full potential here. Well, it's C0, so yeah, don't fall for tricks of other YouTubers in telling you that these are 5 slimes out of 5 constellations and are really great to get. These salesmen are not telling the total truth. I would say this is about about 4, 5 or 6 out of 10 of an upgrade. It's nice, but it's not that super great. This is a really a better one. I would 6, 7, at most 8 out of 10. At C0, I would say Nahida's already really great. And yeah, this, I would say that this is about, well, 50, 60, maybe 40% of what she could do in total, so yeah, I would say that if I multiply about 80 times, so for the leveling 80, then the artifacts I would say 70. I'll get a calculator because I don't want to use my head that much. So 0.8 times 0.7, 0.8 for the levels. Yeah, how about do 0.8 times 0.7 times, I would say it's about 50% for the rest. So she's already doing about I don't think she's doing 28% of or 30% of her full potential. I think with regards to the whole buffing etc, she's about 50 to 60% of her full potential for my team here. But yeah, it depends. I think leveling her up to level 90 will make her more resistant to being cut down willy-nilly by some Kairagi. And yeah, I'll have to see whether it's a good thing to to put her against bosses. But she's in most cases a bit more of a area of effect. Not totally crowd controller, but she's really better against more enemies than less enemies. That's for sure. But I'm quite sure she's also quite good in boss killer teams. And does provide some. How should you actually some really great utility there as well. So, if you haven't gotten her and you are still thinking, yeah, should I get her or Yoimiya or another character, and you're still on the fence, I would get her because she is a premium Dendro character that we currently have. She is, in my eyes, the best Dendro character that we are going to get for the foreseeable future. And I mean best as in, best support character. Maybe we'll get a nice Dendro healer that will have a nice place in the meta. We are going to get some nice new Animo characters in the future, but we don't know how what kind of new Dendro characters will be coming. So I would place my bets on Nahida and maybe spend a few bucks. Maybe spend $30 at most. At most 50. Really at most 50. If you have your first top up for the 50. At most. But if you're in monetary problems, you will have to hope you will get lucky, or ask someone to Welkin Moon or Crystal top up you. But don't go around begging. Just ask someone you really trust. You say, yeah, you know what? I know I'm a bit in a pickle, but you know, then it's my birthday. Could you give that as a birthday present? That might be the right kind of begging. But then don't go yammering about, well, where's my birthday present? But because then these people can tell you, yeah, you got your birthday present. You know, you got yourself a Nahida. So, I would say, get her, build her, have fun with her in the Spiral Biz and in Overworld. Oh yeah, I can. Oh, I'm still not done. Ha. Oh, there's no one in the chat. So what I want to do is, I don't want to go into a really big long fight against a nasty team. A nasty boss that just disappears and then you have to wait and destroy stuff. No. I mean, that boss is there for some of my teams to test the DPS against. But yeah. I would say if you can build luxurious campers or peasant campers, the more stripped down, the more the less 5-star-y version of this team. I mean this one. These are the peasant campers. Come on. Yeah, the biggest thing that Nahida provides is a significant elemental mastery buff, and what also happens is that the whole Tri-Karma damage on the reactions that she has, it's actually quite good, and I do think that does that I can improve on that by increasing her character level to 90 and also upgrading her talents. as far as the artifact set is concerned. Yeah, that is for the finishing touch. The thing is, and I'll kill the boss. The thing is, and this is one of the things I do want to talk about in other videos. In order for a team to actually function, you don't need the set bonus. As long as your artifacts are good enough, in general, it should suffice. Getting a good set, for instance, the Crimson Witch of Flames for D-Luke, or well, good Gilded Dreams or whatever set for Nahida. It's good for her. It actually increases her functionality, but it's not totally necessary. Though in some ways it can get you over the top. Yeah, but as you can see, even with a bit not with a set that is not actually geared for her performance itself, Nahida already functions quite well. Let's do this thing. Oh, come on. What is that? Yeah, it just wanders off, and that's a bit of a pity. I just keep getting this problem with this damn boss. It's not really a boss killer team. Oh, come on, don't fly. Yeah, that actually is annoying. But yeah, as you can see, let's see, my Nahida ain't up to full power here again. But it is as it is. Let's spend... Oh yeah, I still have a ley line to reap. But yeah, as you can see, she does. While it's not a boss killer team, the team itself does enough damage against a lot of enemies. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend this team against bosses. Especially in Abyss. Oh, the wrong way. Come on. So, the most important thing that Nahida does is... I'll show you. That's why you do want your crit rate and crit damage up. So the most important thing is, here are the talents, well, the karmic bonds of wood and blah blah blah, dealing AoE damage. So you can, when you hold your skill or press your skill, you can mark up to 8 enemies. Hold aiming mode, when dendro damage, aiming mode will last up to 5 seconds and can select a maximum of 8 opponents. Seed of Skanda. Opponents that have been marked by Seed of Skanda. So when you apply this skill to enemies, will be linked together. After you trigger elemental reactions on opponents who are affected by Seeds of Skanda, or when they take damage from Dendro cores, including Burden and Hyperloom damage, Nahida will unleash Tri-Karma of Purification on the opponents and all connected opponents, dealing Dendro damage based on her attack and elemental mastery. You can trigger at most one Tri-Karma purification within a short period of time. Tri-karma purification trigger interval. So this is a normal, I would say, elemental application interval. And the thing is that if there's any reaction, there's this tri-karma purification that Nahida does, even when she's off-field, and that will deal dendro damage. And that's based upon her attack and elemental mastery. So, let's see. So that's where you want more attack, more elemental mastery, more crit damage, more crit rate, etc. Now, if you look at this, manifests the Court of Dreams and expansive Shrine of Maya. When the Shrine of Maya, blah 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 blah. There are certain bonuses. Pyro. Okay, so if you have certain teammates, so there are certain effects. When you have Pyro, her tri-karma purification deals more damage. Electro. And while Nahida remains within. So, while Nahida remains within this field, more damage for Pyro. The interval between tri-karma purification is decreased for Electro, and the duration for the Shrine of Maya, so this big dome, is increased for Hydro. These are the bonuses and decreases and extensions, etc. So you do want certain types of elements within the within your team in order to have these bonuses. Now, here, Illusory Heart. When unleashing Illusory Heart, the Shrine of Maya, so this big dome, has the following effects. The elemental mastery of the active character within the field will be increased by 25% of the elemental mastery of the party member with the highest elemental mastery. So, that's 25%. For instance, if Kazuo would have an elemental mastery of 1000, you get 250 elemental mastery for all the characters extra. You can gain a maximum of 250 elemental mastery in this manner. And the thing is, once you hit 1000 with one of your characters, it is a bit futile to increase more elemental mastery for that character because of this effect. Because once she has her burst online, when it's active and you're within the field of this big dome, you can at most get 250 elemental mastery for your currently active character. And then here's the Awakening Elucidated. So this is actually, that's why you want to have a decent amount of elemental mastery on your Nahida. But you don't have to have that big kind of elemental mastery on her, but you can also have it on a different character, like Kazuha, like Raiden, like whomever. It doesn't matter, as long as you have enough elemental mastery. 600, 800, 1000, no more than 1000, because that's wasteful. Now, you have this passive talent, which you get once you get 60 out of 70. Each point of Nahida's elemental mastery beyond 200 will grant 0.1 bonus damage and 0.03 crit rate to tri-karma purification from all schemes to no. A maximum of 80% bonus damage and 24% crit rate can be granted to tri-karma purification in this manner. Which means that if you want to have more bonus damage and more crit rate, you want to build more elemental mastery on Nahida. So having a big boss elemental mastery other character is nice, but if your Nahida has the minimum amount of elemental has 200 elemental mastery, this bonus doesn't do anything. This then works, but this doesn't work. So and this is the on a distance collectible stuff for all schemes to know. So this means that it doesn't matter which character of your team has the highest elemental mastery. It up to 1000 elemental mastery grants a 25% elemental mastery bonus for the active character. And here, this says actually you want this says you want a big PPEM character on your team. This says you want to have Nahida have the big PPEM on her. So unless you really want to go for DPS Nahida, which I think isn't that great for C0, you want to go for a big PP elemental mastery, but not so big PP that you go beyond 1000. But even then, if you're a bit above 1000, it shouldn't be so. It's always still good enough. But yeah, it does have some diminishing returns. So, for most people, the best build in order to have really good stuff is kind of build that I have. This should be a bit of a good build, because you want to utilize both this talent passive and this passive. This passive means that this 46.2% crit rate gets increased by, well, the elemental mastery is 852 minus 200 is 652. 0.3 times 0.03. Is that so? Let's take a look. 0.03. No. Yeah. 0.03 times 652 is, that's 19.56% plus 46.2 is 65.76 crit rate. Once you let's see, when is it actually talent levels? Oh, that's no. Oh no! Oh! Yes, this is automatically granted to. So, this is independent of this, actually. So, if you have the dendro connector thingy active, and then you have the trikarma purification, this is active. Once you get trikarma purification, you get this bonus regardless of whatever. It's not it is not dependent on the illusory heart. That's good. So that's a bit more in depth for Nahida, showing how she actually works.
はびこりなさい。ふふ。ソーランド憩い、料理の時間だよ。
風の赴くままに。風を知れ。
覚えたわよ。お、料理の時間だ。ご案。
As you can see, this goes quite quickly. Even let's claim this. And yeah, I have some more stuff. In order to upgrade my Nahida, but yeah. So building Nahida is actually quite simple. But do avoid putting iridescent vanilla on her. It doesn't do much for her. But yeah, getting elemental mastery substats on the sand, main stats on the sand and goblet is actually good. Getting some good elemental mastery substats on the flower, feather and crown is also really good. And then for the rest you actually need enough crit rate, energy recharge, crit damage, and you have a crit rate crown, of course. And then with a similar build like mine, maybe with a bit better crit rate, you should be able to have some fun. Do you have to tune her? Not that greatly, but yeah, the better you build her, of course, the more she will perform. So, if a lazy casual like me can do this, you should be able to do it as well. And especially, I'll say this, I think Nahida is really casual friendly. Only have to just learn to dodge a bit better. Just like I need to learn to dodge a bit better. Yeah, that's the video. Far longer than I expected it to be, but yeah. Hey, have a nice time, and see you later. Bye.